The Supreme Court on 31st January of this year delivered a ruling saying civilians should not be tried in military courts, and actually ordered that all pending cases before military courts should be tried, should be transferred to civilian courts. Up to now, that has not happened. Each time I have raised that matter on the floor of Parliament, the Attorney General has said, well, it is the duty of the DPP to formally sanction files and charge people. And the Attorney General is saying, well, we cannot direct the DPP, even according to Article 120, she's meant to operate independently. So, in other words, throwing the ball in the court of the DPP. The outgoing DPP seems to also be throwing the ball elsewhere, saying, well, they're meant to carry out investigations and so on, but the duty to charge is yours. So, I think that in that regard, she has failed these people who have been trying to seek justice, because now they belong nowhere. We have seen two recent rulings. Yasin Sechitoreko, also known as Machete, versus the state. And another, Anthony Agaba, also known as Bobby Young, versus the state. They've been trying to seek bail. Very recent rulings. And court said, no, we cannot grant you bail because you are not yet legally before us as the High Court. Your files have not been transferred from the military courts to the civilian courts. And so they remain in abeyance. And that would even mean they are being held in prison illegally, because the military court, which sent them there, is functus official, no longer has jurisdiction over them according to the ruling of the Supreme Court. The files are meant to be transferred to civilian courts. And now the civilian courts are saying, we cannot even hear your matter, we cannot grant you bail because you're not yet before us legally. And so these people are being denied their right to bail, their right to justice. They're still being held illegally, and everybody is blaming the other. So I think that the DPP should have moved fast on that issue. And that has been my concern, because now if you have left that work unfinished, you're now going to be the head of the High Court. So which position are you going to take? Because now the High Court, which you're meant to head, is saying, we cannot attend to these people's bail hearings because they're not legally before us. The DPP is the one meant to sanction these files and all of that. And so you leave people in abeyance and stuck legally.